Hello, welcome into another edition of the Sanford Sports Wrap-Up. I'm John McAfee, joined today again by Sanford volleyball head coach Keeler Chan. Coach, first of all, congratulations on another SoCon tournament title. It's the second in 3 seasons for you. We've seen a lot of growth for your team this season. Just talk a little bit about what this one means to you.
It means quite a bit. It means that you're on the right track and doing the right things. I was saying that you can be lucky once, but to do it twice means that you're cooking with some good gas. And so, that's kind of what we're excited about, the repeatability of trying to be excellent time and time again.
Not an easy journey by any means either. You had to go through ETSU in the SoCon Championship, a team really that was having a historic season. They only have 6 losses, and 2 of them are to your Bulldogs. And in fact, they're a team that got an at-large bid to the tournament. So, a tough journey going through them in that SoCon Championship game.
For sure. Our biggest thing, we knew this group, we needed to continue to grow every day in our gym and on the match court, and I think we did, and we weathered some injuries that we had this year too. So, we feel very blessed and fortunate, but at the same time, I think we continue to improve and continue to better and problem solve, and I think that showed at the end in the match.
And now you know where you're going and who you're going to play in the first round. You're going out west to California. You're going to see USC, the 11th seed in the tournament. Just talk a little bit about what was running through your mind when you saw that matchup.
It's cool. I don't think, a lot of kids in the Southeast don't get out to California much. I've spent quite a bit of time out there, so I know what that whole deal is. But I just think anytime that you get to a postseason and you can travel, there's something special to it. So, and it's cool. Southern California is kind of the cradle of volleyball, really. So, the best volleyball, the Olympic team is based out of, Orange County, Southern California. And I think just to go out there and play a historic program like USC is going to be a privilege.
Yeah, and as far as USC, have you and your staff kind of been able to dig in and do any scouting yet and kind of look into the style of volleyball that they play?
Yeah, they're pretty much in the international mold. They're really left pin driven. They're doing stuff. They're running a really fast ball to the pen, and they're running a fast ball to the back row, which puts a lot of stress on your block and defense. So we're gonna have to be good at that. It's something we don't see every day in our conference, and our athletes are gonna have to be able to navigate through that here quickly.
You play Friday night. Give us just a little bit of a rundown of what this week holds as far as practice and travel schedule.
The way we train and how we develop, we need a whole week to prepare for teams. So, I think that's kind of the trick. We need quite a bit of time to imprint the things that we need to in our girls and for them to be able to retrieve them instantaneously in a match. So I think that's going to be something we have to really work on and focus on. But, the travel itself is going to pose some issues, us having to fly so far and to travel so much. So, and hopefully what we did in the non-conference proved that. We went to Ohio, we went to Denver. We put ourselves in that situation to know what it feels like to have that wear and tear of travel. So hopefully all that pays dividends in the end.
Going to their place, they kind of have, the pressures and the expectations of winning. Does that kind of give you guys any kind of advantage that maybe you can go in there, let it kind of all go and have some fun with it?
Yeah, I definitely think there's some mental things that you have to prepare yourself for, and I think at the end, you got to play volleyball, and it's the same thing. But there's definitely a home court advantage in sleeping in your own bed and having your own routine. So, we understand that. But at the end of the day, this group has shown the resilience and the toughness to continue to improve and get that. And we're going to have to do that again against USC.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck Friday night.
Great. Go Bulldogs. Thank you.
That's Sanford volleyball head coach Keeler Chan. Just stay tuned. We've still got an interview with Lauren Deaton coming up next.
Hi, I'm Sam Pritchard, and this is your Sanford Sports Minute. The volleyball team is headed to Southern California to take on USC in the first round of the NCAA tournament. USC is the 11th seeded team in the tournament, so the Bulldogs will look to pull off the huge upset on Friday. The match will be played at 10 p.m. Central Time, and you can find a link to watch the action at sanfordsports.com. The women's basketball team fell to Oklahoma State last Wednesday, but will look to rebound against Hampton in their midweek matchup. The Bulldogs will then return home to take on Presbyterian this Sunday. And finally, the men's basketball team fell to 23rd ranked Ohio State last week, but came back to beat Purdue-Fort Wayne last Friday and South Carolina State on Sunday. The 7-1 Bulldogs face off against Belmont this Thursday at home and then head to Alabama A&M on Sunday. I'm Sam Pritchard, and this has been your Sanford Sports Minute.
Welcome back to the Sanford Sports Wrap-Up. I'm joined now by Sanford outside hitter Lauren Deaton. Lauren, thanks for being here. And before we get into the excitement of the NCAA tournament and your team going to California, I just want to talk a little bit about your season this year. It's your first season as a collegiate volleyball player, SoCon Freshman of the Year, all SoCon second team. Talk a little bit about what this first season of collegiate volleyball has been like for you.
It's definitely a transition from high school. It's a lot faster. The girls are a lot stronger, more powerful. There's more strategy involved in the game. But it's been really fun. It's been better than I even expected it to be. The team is absolutely amazing. This group of seniors has been a really easy group of seniors to play for, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned that transition from high school to Division I collegiate volleyball. What is kind of the biggest challenge? Just the speed of the game?
Probably the speed of the game and just the physicality of all the players. Like, in high school, more than likely, if you're being recruited for Division I volleyball, you're probably the best on your team or best around in the area. And once you get to college, everybody is that player. And so just rising to the occasion and getting better at every aspect of the game.
And now, after arriving on campus just 4 months or so ago for the beginning of fall camp, you guys are headed to the NCAA tournament. Has that kind of sunk in for you at all yet?
Honestly, winning the SoCon hasn't even sunk in. It's just, it all happened so fast, and it's such a quick turnaround to finding out where you're going to play, especially when you know you're going to California. It's crazy, and it's like we're living a dream. So it hasn't really sunk in for all of us yet.
And talk about winning the SoCon, because you had to go through a really, really good team in ETSU to do that, a team that only lost 6 matches, and 2 of them were to you guys. I mean, that's a tough challenge for you guys.
Yeah, they are a very good team, and of course it shows because they got a at-large bid, but they definitely earned that bid for sure. Very physical team, but we played very great that day, and we definitely earned that.
A lot of your teammates have had this experience a couple of years ago. Obviously, it's the first time for you. When you're watching that selection show and you see Samford's name pop up, what's running through your mind?
I mean, it was crazy. My heart was beating so fast the whole selection show, because you never know when your name's going to show up. And when USC came on, and we were all hoping that it would be somewhere fun like California, we just went nuts. It was an unreal experience.
But talk about the matchup. I mean, what do you expect to see out of USC?
They are a very physical team, very big. They run a very quick offense, but we've been believing in ourselves all year, and we're just going to give it our all and go for it.
Lauren, appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to head coach Keeler Chan and Lauren Deaton for joining me on this edition of the Sanford Sports Wrap-Up. We'll see you next week.